The global illicit drug epidemic has reached alarming proportions, presenting a multifaceted crisis that intertwines addiction, violence, and societal destruction. In every corner of the world, substances like cocaine, MDMA, fentanyl, and methamphetamine wield devastating power over lives, communities, and families. Many individuals initially experiment with illicit drugs out of curiosity or a desire to escape reality. But the seductive grip of dependency quickly ensnares them, transforming pleasure into pain. As illicit drug abuse escalates, the resulting consequences ripple outward, impacting relationships, safety, and health on a global scale. The urgency for effective regulations, awareness initiatives, and comprehensive rehabilitation programs is more pressing than ever. The health ramifications of illicit drug use are stark and impactful. Cocaine, notorious for its addictive nature, can lead to serious cardiovascular issues including heart attacks and strokes, as well as psychological disturbances like paranoia and aggression. MDMA, often thought of as a party illicit drug, poses severe risks such as dehydration and potential brain damage, leaving users vulnerable to depression. The potency of fentanyl cannot be overlooked. This synthetic opioid surpasses heroin by 50-fold, resulting in countless overdose fatalities. Each substance carries its repercussions, pushing individuals deeper into the dark abyss of addiction and compounding their struggles through painful withdrawal symptoms. Beyond individual health, the epidemic cultivates a fertile ground for violence. Addicts frequently become threats to their families and communities as the vice of dependency tightens. Domestic abuse regularly surfaces, with many individuals under the influence resorting to violence against their loved ones. Meanwhile, the war on illicit drugs thrives within the underbelly of organized crime, inciting gang violence and terrifying incidents, from kidnappings to fatal encounters. The cycle of theft and assault further exemplifies the desperate lengths to which many addicts will go to fuel their cravings, highlighting the social turbulence born from substance abuse. This epidemic does not merely disrupt lives, it disaggregates society at its core. A significant driver of homelessness, illicit drug addiction, forces many individuals onto the streets, claiming cities like Los Angeles, Vancouver, and New York as its playgrounds. The economic ramifications are felt in workplaces that become barren and dysfunctional, directing individuals toward a cycle of crime or desperation. Families fracture under the weight of addiction, giving rise to abusive or neglectful environments that deprive children of the nurturing they need. The social safety net disintegrates, demanding immediate and robust attention. To confront this crisis, more work needs to be done across different sections of society. More stringent illicit drug laws alongside effective law enforcement must disrupt trafficking networks and crack down on illicit drug cartels, dealers, and trafficking networks. Stricter border security to stop illicit drug smuggling, especially fentanyl from China and cocaine from Latin America. Educational institutions need to implement programs that unveil the true darkness of illicit drug use, equipping students with knowledge to protect themselves. Media campaigns should expose the truth about addiction, showing real-life consequences. Rehabilitation efforts must expand, ensuring accessible mental health support for recovering addicts and rebuilding families and communities against the tide of substance abuse. Families must recognize early signs of illicit drug use and intervene before addiction worsens. Support groups can help recovering addicts reintegrate into society. Fentanyl and other opioids should be tightly controlled to prevent misuse. Doctors should prescribe opioids cautiously and only when necessary. To conclude, the global illicit drug epidemic is not just about addiction. It is about violence, crime, and the destruction of families. Without urgent action, communities will continue to suffer under the weight of illicit drug abuse. Governments, families, and individuals must work together to fight this crisis, ensuring a safer and healthier future for all. Finally, through collective awareness, legislative resolve, and compassionate care, there lies hope to stem the tide of this overwhelming epidemic.